I can't believe it's here. I've been waiting for this moment for months.
Honestly, I've been hyped up.
I love them. I think they're pretty solid.
Jordan Brand has decided to bring back one of my favorite sneakers of all time. I finally have it, like a month and a half before it even releases. Maybe even 2 months. So as you guys probably could have guessed, I bought this pair from GOAT. Did not use instant ship because at the time it wasn't available for instant ship, and then of course it became available as as the weeks went on, as I waited for it. But here it is. You guys already know what it is from the thumbnail and the title and all that sort of good stuff. I don't remember exactly what I paid for this. I think it was too much. I know that. Like 6 something, I don't know. Oh my goodness. Obviously, this is the 2024 Black Cement 3s that are releasing later this year. I also have my 2018 Black Cement 3s to use as a comparison just to see what sort of changes they've made because I've actually never seen these shoes in person. The box itself though, right off the bat, looks very, very similar to the 2018 pair. I actually don't know where my 2018 pair box is. It's in the house somewhere. I keep all my boxes, so it's somewhere around here. I just don't know where. But of course, the box top comes in black. You've got the Jumpman in the center in red. You've got Nike Air on either side. And then of course, around the edges of the box, you've got this black and gray elephant print. Because of course, with the Air Jordan 3, one of the most popular details is the elephant print. There's a size tag. This is a size 9, my true size. Obviously, I'll be trying these shoes on in a couple minutes to let you guys know how they fit, and also comparing them to the 2018 pair. Just to see if you want to grab the same size or not. The official colorway on the label of this shoe is black fire red cement gray, which, you know, tracks, that makes sense. And I think that's really all there is to talk about in the outside of the box. Not really anything crazy in the outside of the box. It's not like the black toe box that we just talked about in a review earlier this week, the black toe Air Jordan 1s, the reimagined pair. This is sort of reimagined. I don't think it actually is a reimagined pair. I think it's just a slightly tweaked pair to look more like the OG. And because of that, I guess we just get a more standard Air Jordan 3 box. But I guess without further ado, let's see one of my favorite sneakers of the year. At least I'm assuming. It could suck. I don't know, but I'm assuming it does. Let's pop the top. That was a weird sound. Did you guys catch that? Inside the box, we've got our GOAT thing, and then we've got the paper. There's 2 layers, it looks like. You've got elephant print on the top, and then white paper just beneath that. Pull out the shoes. I'm so excited for this. You guys have no idea. You might have some idea if you're excited about these shoes. I don't know, but I'm very excited. Here they are, the Black Cement 3s. The 2024 pair with the Nike Air, just like the 2018 pair and the Nike Air tag right there. These are sick. These are really sick. Oh my gosh. They look really, really nice. Now, right off the bat, I'm not seeing too many big differences between this pair and the 2018 pair. Honestly, I'm not really seeing any differences at all between this pair and the 2018 pair, but let me grab it really quickly. My pair from 2018 is definitely worn. You've got some yellowing on the toe, and the elephant print is getting kind of brownish, but I guess the shape is a little bit different. This shoe has more of a wedge shape, and this one's sort of more of a curved shape, which definitely tracks with the ages of these sneakers. The leather feels kind of similar. It actually feels more plasticky on the 2018 pair. And the tongue is a little bit different because you can see the red on the sock liner of this shoe, whereas you can't really see it on this shoe, which is actually truer to the OG. But at this point, let's go try these guys on, see if they fit, see how they feel, and see if they're similar to the 2018 pair on feet. I might not be showing it right now, but my excitement, another level. Crazy. All right, so it's officially time to try on the brand new 2024 Black Cement 3s. Now, I've got the 2018 pair here just to kind of compare and contrast, see which one feels better on feet. But first, I'm gonna try on these guys, see how they feel, see if they are pretty much true to size. I'm not gonna lie, I have sort of pre-tested them a little bit, doing some B-roll shots. So they may have some dirt in the outsole, and you may have already noticed the upcoming Apothecary Black Cement 3 socks that we have coming out. Now, unfortunately, these aren't dropping until around the release date of the shoes, but this Apothecary shirt is actually available right now on apothecary.com, and some other shirts if you guys want to check that out. Links in the top of the description below. But without further ado, let's see how these guys feel. So far, so good. Feeling nice. Feeling TTS. No, yeah, honestly, I'd say true to size. I mean, right off the bat, true to size. I feel like they're gonna feel just like those guys. I haven't worn those in like a week, so I don't know for sure, but just based off the way they feel right now, I mean, they're true to size, for sure. But let me try on the 2018 pair, just to double check. Okay, compared to the 2018 pair, I mean, they fit so similarly. I might feel like I have a bit more room in my toe in the new one. If there is, it's very slight, and it could just be that I've tightened these guys up as I've worn them, the old pairs, so I don't know. I'd say they're both true to size. If you're grabbing these shoes, go true to size, and you should be just fine. But with that being said, back to the studio and away from that bird. The end of 2024 for Jordan Brand is just banger after banger. You've got the Black Toes dropping in October, you've got these dropping in November, and then you've got the Legend Blues dropping in December. It's crazy. Speaking of the release, the 2024 Black Cement 3 officially releases on November 23rd for a retail price of $220. And of course, if you want to grab this pair early like I did, hopefully for less money than I did, I think the price has dropped a little bit, or maybe you're watching this video after the shoe officially releases, I've made sure to link it through the YouTube shopping tab on your screen. I don't know when you're watching this video, most likely the price is going to fluctuate wildly until the release of this shoe, so if you guys want to see where this shoe is at pricing wise, make sure to check it out through the YouTube shopping tab. But either way, I think this shoe, for the retail price of $220, while yes, that is expensive, it's probably worth it. But that really depends on you and what sneakers you like, but as a Jordan fan, I love this sneaker. I have to grab it. Well, I did grab it, but if I hadn't grabbed it, I would grab it and probably double up. I might still double up, I'm not sure. So after trying the shoe on and wearing it around for a bit and comparing it to the 2018 version of this shoe, I've got to say that it's not as different from the 2018 version as I would have expected. The rumor going around, and I don't know if this is from Jordan Brand or from people close to people at Jordan Brand, is that this shoe is supposed to be true to the OG cut. And I think I probably said that when I was unboxing this shoe because that's what I thought the case would be. But after seeing this shoe in person and comparing it to the 2018 pair, it's a lot closer to the 2018 pair than the OG version of the shoe. At the end of the day though, that's not really a bad thing, and I think if Jordan Brand had gone back to that true OG wedge shape, that would throw a lot of people off and people might not like the shoe. So it's probably better for them if they release a shoe that's much more similar looking to a standard pair of Air Jordan 3s than the OG like triangle shape. But speaking of the OG shoe, the Black Cement 3s first released back in 1988, and Michael Jordan was first seen wearing this shoe during the 1988 All-Star Game when he dropped 40 points. The Black Cement 3s released alongside or at a similar time to the White Cement 3s, and then as the season progressed, they dropped the Fire Red 3s and the True Blue 3s and things like that. But for a lot of people, the Black Cement 3 is their favorite Jordan sneaker, and I completely understand that. The Air Jordan 3 in general is my second favorite Jordan silhouette after the Jordan 1, and I think if I had to pick one single Jordan sneaker as my favorite, it would be the Bred 1s, then maybe the Chicagos, but then probably this. And even in some cases, I'd probably pick this over the Chicagos, so this is probably my second favorite Jordan sneaker of all time.
So we're currently at Sneakercon New York, or I guess Sneakercon Coney Island, and Harrison let me check out his Black Cement 3s so I get some people's opinions on them. How you feeling about the new Black Cement 3s?
Well, seeing as I just paid a lot of money for them, I love them. I think they're really similar to the 2018 pair.
Yeah.
Nike on the back's cool. I think these are going to be at retail, if not under, because I think they're going to release 900,000 pairs. So
True.
that's what I think is going to happen with these, but they're solid. I feel like it's just like a staple to have.
I think they're pretty solid. I like them a lot. Solid pickup if you can get them. Midsole's definitely squishier. $220. That is expensive, but if I would cop if I had an opportunity.
I am not the biggest 3 guy. I'll just go ahead and say that. If this was like the same version in a 4, I absolutely love it. That's my favorite silhouette for a Jordan. For the money, I'm gonna buy something else. I'm not gonna buy this shoe. It's a pass for me.
So this is my first time seeing them, and it's a pair that I really want to get this year. I will say I think typically we expect a more tumbled leather. This seems like a bit more smooth,
Right.
but it's a classic. So it'll be a pickup for me if I can get them for retail, but probably skipping on the resale. Honestly, I've been hyped up since I heard they was coming back out. To see all the OG colorways with this cut, like you can't go wrong. But I seen side by sides with the white cements,
Right.
and I heard the white cements was better. I think they're just a little bit short right here around the lace hole area.
I feel that.
But overall, I need 3 pair in my collection.
Jordan Brand knows how popular this shoe is because they've retroed it so many times. This is actually the 7th release of the shoe and the 6th retro. It released first, like I said, in 1988, and then in 1994, and then in 2001, and then in 2008, and then in 2011, and then in 2018, and now in 2024. We've had so many releases of this shoe, but people just don't seem to get sick of it. And from what I'm hearing, we're getting tons of pairs of these at sneaker stores, like huge GR sneaker. But even if that is the case, I'm sure this sneaker is still gonna sell out. And it's purely because the Black Cement 3 is such a popular and iconic pair of Jordans. I mean, the Air Jordan 3 looks so good, it actually kept Michael Jordan with Nike. After the Air Jordan 2 released, Michael was actually thinking about leaving Nike, but Tinker Hatfield came along, designed the Air Jordan 3, and Michael liked it so much, he decided to stick with the brand. And of course, Michael's partnership with Nike eventually turned it to Jordan Brand, which we all know and love. The more that I've learned about this 2024 release of the shoe, and the more that I've had hands-on experience with it, the more that I wonder, does this shoe have its own identity, or is this just another GR release of the Black Cement 3s? And as we go through the review, I'll try and answer that question for you, but I do have to say, because some people are a little confused, this is not a remastered version of the Air Jordan 3s. This is purely a retro of the Black Cement 3s. There's no aged midsole like the White Cement reimagines. The box itself is similar to the OG box. In fact, I think it's almost exactly like the OG box, other than the tag. And like I was saying, the shoe itself looks very similar to the 2018 pair. But to find out more, why don't we dig a little bit deeper into the 2024 Air Jordan 3 Black Cements. Starting off around the toe of the sneaker, you've got your iconic elephant print hit in light gray with darker gray accents. One kind of minor difference that I noticed between the 2018 pair and the 2024 pair is that the 2018 pair's elephant print kind of wraps a little bit farther up onto the toe of the sneaker than the 2024 pair. It's not by much, and it might not even be because the panel is bigger, because I don't think that it is. I think it's just the way that the shoe rests in the midsole of the sneaker, and that could change from pair to pair. I don't know. Continuing back in the shoe, you've got this black leather panel that wraps around the bottom half of the upper of the shoe. It's pretty smooth black leather, and it's pretty thin. It's not the nicest leather in the world, but it gets the job done. Just above that and covering the rest of the upper of the shoe, you've got this lightly tumbled black leather, which feels fine. It's pretty soft to the touch. It's definitely softer than the 2018 pair, but it's not as tumbled as the 2018 pair. It's actually closer to some of the more recent Air Jordan 3 releases, and I actually kind of prefer this because the original Air Jordan 3 did not have tumbled leather. It was very smooth leather. So this one, although it doesn't look like the original, it is closer to the original than the last release. And one thing I'm sure a lot of people will notice is that the tumbled leather can change from shoe to shoe, as it does on a lot of other Jordan sneakers. Same thing with the pattern of the elephant print. Some shoes it'll come in very dark, some shoes it'll come in very light. It just kind of depends on the hand that you're dealt. I mean, even looking at my pair, the elephant print is different from shoe to shoe, and the tumbled leather texture is different from shoe to shoe. So it is what it is, and it's something that I don't really care about, and I don't think really matters because you don't notice it when you're actually wearing the shoe. Unless it's really bad, in which case then maybe it's a defect or something like that. But generally, it's just gonna vary a little bit, not a big deal. Continuing back in the shoe, you've got your iconic bright red lace eyelets at the bottom of the tongue, and just above that, you've got this gray perforated leather, which also has these black plastic eyelets. Pre-laced in the shoe, you've got these black flat laces. They don't give you a second set of laces, and I don't think they need to because the black cements, like, you could put in red laces if you wanted, or maybe white laces, but I don't know why you'd ever do that. I think black is the only way to go on this shoe. Then underneath the laces on the bottom half of the tongue, you've got more gray perforated leather. It's the same leather you have on the side of the shoe. Then towards the top of the tongue, you've got just a pretty plain, pretty smooth gray leather with the red Jumpman embroidered into the center. Now, like I mentioned earlier, the tongue does look a little bit different on the 2024 pair versus the 2018 pair, and that's because the sock liner of the shoe is much more visible on the 2018 pair than it is on the 2024 pair. It's kind of hidden behind the leather on the 2024 pair. It's not really a big deal, but I do kind of like how the red accent is more visible on the 2018 pair than it is on the 2024 pair. And this newer construction, or I guess in some cases older construction, because I think it was based off of the OG Air Jordan 3, is something that they're doing for most Jordan 3s now, so just something we have to get used to. But that's what you get on the 2024 pair. Moving inside the shoe, you've got this gray fabric sock liner, which is pretty soft and feels just like the 2018 pair. Really no difference in material or even feel. And then rounding off the inside of the shoe, you've got this bright red insole with the Nike Air branding printed on the heel in black. And in case you're wondering, this insole is the exact same insole, or looks almost exactly the same as the insole in the 2018 pair. They didn't change the branding, they didn't change the color, it's all the same. Oh, one thing I am kind of interested in is the manufacturing dates on the 2024 pair, and it looks like this shoe was manufactured between April 3rd, 2024 and May 31st, 2024. So there you go. It finished production June, July, August, September. Okay, 3 months ago. 4 months ago now. It's almost the end of September. It's crazy. Like I said earlier on in the video, the shoe fits true to size. It fits just like every other recent release Air Jordan 3s and the 2018 Air Jordan 3s. So grab your standard Jordan 3 size in this shoe and you should be just fine. Continuing farther back in the shoe, you've got more of this black tumbled leather, and then towards the top of the ankle area, you've got some gray perforated leather. All kind of standard fare for the Air Jordan 3 black cement. And then towards the bottom half of the heel, you've got more elephant print that wraps up onto the sides of the sneaker. Now, I did notice that on the right side of my pair, the elephant print was a lot darker and a lot wider, I guess, the pattern. And then on the left side of my pair, it's a lot thinner and a lot less deep, I guess. Not a huge deal. You don't really notice it that much, but I did notice it when I was talking about it, so I just want to let you guys know that there is variation for sure. But then, of course, rounding off the back of the shoe, you've got your black heel tab with the Nike Air branding in white. Actually, the same exact thing that you had on the 2018 pair, except my 2018 pair is graying a bit. I don't know, it's getting kind of like oxidized. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there, but it doesn't look as good or as fresh. Moving down on the sneaker, you get to your standard Air Jordan 3 midsole that comes in primarily white with the exposed air unit towards the heel. And of course, you got that classic black accent wrapping around the heel of the midsole that kind of splits the midsole into two different pieces. Then finally moving to the bottom of the shoe, you've got a gray rubber outsole with white and red hits on the heel and on the toe. And just like the 2018 pair, you've got Nike in the midfoot instead of the Jumpman. When it comes to differences between the 2018 pair and the 2024 pair, there aren't really that many. Yes, the shape is ever so slightly different. The 2018 pair seems to curve up a bit more, but that could just be because I've worn this shoe a lot. I'm not totally sure. The elephant print's a little bit deeper and darker on the 2018 pair, and it goes up a little bit higher on the shoe on the 2018 pair. There's some differences around the tongue, and of course the rubber portion of the midsole of the shoe is yellowing, but that's kind of it. Those are the main differences. And to be completely 100% honest here, I am a little disappointed that it's not truer to the OG. than I thought it was going to be. That said, I still love this shoe. It's still one of my favorite releases of the year, probably in the top 10. It's one of my favorite sneakers of all time, and I'm not mad at just getting another retro of the Black Cement 3s. Because really, that's all it is. It's just another retro of the shoe, and from what I can tell, there's nothing unique or different about this retro that'll give it its own unique sort of like, oh, the 2024 pair was the best, you know, sort of aspect that some of these other Jordan retros have had. And it doesn't seem like there's really anything about this retro that's going to differentiate it from any of the other retros. I mean, for example, the 2018 Air Jordan 3, a lot of people liked because it had the Nike Air branding on the heel, and that was different from a lot of the previous retros. This time around, though, it seems basically the same as the 2018 pair, which again, I'm definitely not mad at, and I'm glad that I'm finally getting a double up of this shoe, but people aren't going to look back on the 2024 pair and be like, that was the best retro of the Black Cement 3s. Although it's a great shoe, although it's a fire colorway, this particular iteration of the shoe is nothing special. But they say that you're the hardest on the ones that you love most, and this is one of my favorite sneakers of all time, so all my nitpicks are really just that. They're nitpicks. There's nothing wrong with this shoe. It's a fire release, and it will absolutely be one of the most popular sneaker releases of the entire year. And even though, yes, I have the 2018 pair, which is not that different, I'm so happy that I'm getting the 2024 pair, and I would have bought this pair regardless. Even if I didn't do YouTube, this would still be a pair that I'd pick up because I love this shoe. But hey, at this point, I would love to know your thoughts on the upcoming 2024 Black Cement 3s and whether you're grabbing a pair for yourself or whether you're happy with the 2018 pair. So let me know those thoughts in the comment section down below. Again, if you want to grab this shoe, grab it through the YouTube shopping tab on your screen. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.